Good morning, YouTube. I'm shooting on the Obamaphone right now, and I was having a hell of a time getting the thing to start recording. Not really sure what the deal was, other than I'm coming to the conclusion that this phone sucks more than the previous Obamaphone, which is really disappointing because, like, the last three, it was a definite improvement between the first one and the second one, and between the second one and the third one. But this phone, in many, many ways, feels like a giant step backwards from the last one. However, this one works, and the last one has it's back to being an alarm clock. I can't change the settings on, which is a bummer. But in the grand scheme of things, at least I can be happy that I regained use to the screen long enough to use it to transfer everything over from that phone to this phone, the one I'm recording on, Obamaphone number 4. I've been using this long enough and finally uploading the videos from it to YouTube and watching them to see that it shoots absolute shit quality video at night. It's so dark you can't really make out anything but lights in the distance that are so, even if they're lit up signs, like, you can't really make out the sign, you can just kind of tell the shape of it. So since I kind of figure, for the most part, this is just my regular commute from home to Amazon, although it be at an unusual time. Yeah, not much to see here, other than there were a couple of questionable people in very dark clothing walking up 46th Street that I passed that you probably couldn't see whatsoever. The other thing I think would have been nice to have been able to have good video quality see is that both Lime scooters that I have rode within the last week, maybe it's been a little over a week now, but both Lime scooters that I have, rental scooters that I've ridden to the end of my alley are still there. So, yeah, I get the feeling that the current scooter program is just not generating much money. So I don't know, maybe Lime is just back to milking investor cash as opposed to actually making money renting scooters. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, I just uploaded the video like yesterday or the day before of me riding the electric scooters to go get my temporary registration for my car, which I'm still driving on right now, by the way. I can't recall if that was Thursday or Friday offhand, but it was, regardless, it was a little over a week ago. And that particular one, I locked it to the no parking sign on 46th Street, right there by the alley, which heads over to my place. And the other one I rode on, and I haven't mentioned it in a vlog. In fact, this is just the first video I've shot since I've rode that scooter. Yeah, it was big time oversharing on Thursday morning, just shooting all kinds of video, and then had a malfunction on the Obamaphone, and then I realized I was just really struggling to keep power in both phones. I'm like, yeah, I've shot enough video, fuck it, I'm done for a while. Anyway, I'm trying to remember if it was, I feel like it was somewhere, I think the last video I shot, I was headed to my insurance company to get insurance for my car, which I did end up getting, but it ended up being quite an ordeal, which at some point I'll probably get around to talking about, but I don't know that I have enough of a journey between here and work to to get that whole story out. I'll tell you, when all was said and done, it was one of those, wow, it was that easy. Boy, do I feel like an idiot. And boy, is your bank branch full of idiots too, kind of moments. But anyway, I guess I should get the time and the date out, since I'm so behind at like uploading these. By the way, for those who don't know, on my videos, generally speaking, if you click the video description, I do have the time and the date, and I usually also mention which device I recorded the video with in there. Sometimes I put additional information in, such as links to things that I talk about in the video, or videos that I talk about in the video, or what have you, or some additional details, or if I said something fundamentally incorrect in the video, I'll correct myself in the description if I catch it. So yeah, please check my video descriptions if you watch my vlogs at all. I do try to put a little additional information in there. It's particularly helpful if I forget to state the date and time when I'm starting the video, like I did now. It's like now, like I've been driving for a bit, and I've been shooting video for. Oh hell! I can see what the numbers are that say how long the video's been recording, but damn if my eyes can focus on them right now. I sure hope I can get LASIK this year. That's definitely become one of my bigger goals for this year. Anyway, but yeah, when I upload this video, I'll surely check the metadata on the video and put the correct time that the video started in the description from it, which of course is going to be awkward because for some reason, and I never really noticed this until I started this whole vlogging project. For some reason, Android saves the metadata for time on a video as the time when you stopped recording, and iOS, iPhones, Apple saves the metadata as what time you started the recording. To me, the most relevant time is when you started recording. So yeah, much prefer the way Apple does it over the way Google does it with Android. It's kind of annoying to have to do the math of looking at the time that is stamped on the video and then subtracting the length of the video to figure out what time the video started. Anyway, I know, total first world problem, but you'd think they would both do it the same way, but no, let's just keep everybody on a different page based on which operating system you use on your mobile device. So it is Saturday, March 16th, 2023, 12:16 a.m. right now. So late Friday night, early Saturday morning. As I've explained with the Amazon A to Z app, night shifts, the day that the shift is considered is completely based on what time it starts. So even though I'm working a second half Friday night shift in the Amazon time system and in my A to Z app, this is a Saturday morning shift. So looks like I'm going to get there on time though. That's a good thing. Well, maybe I'll get there on time. 17 after right now. I'm supposed to be in the start at 30 after, and I'm just now making it to the stack. Oops. I don't know. I just finally dozed off and fell asleep pretty solid, like right before it was time for me to go. Unfortunately, I did set a couple of alarms for myself, but yeah, whenever that happens, when I'm like trying to stay up until the time I need to go to work, and then I kind of doze off like any time within the hour before when I need to start getting ready, Yeah, that's where I struggle the most. I mean, that's what happened. That's what happened last Sunday night that caused me to be damn near an hour and a half late for work. Anyway, hey, as long as I clock in by 12:35, I'm good. So, and if not, put a little PTO on it. And it won't be as complicated as to what date to put it on because at least the hours will line up with the date that it is, since it's typically a Saturday morning shift. So anyway, trying to clarify. I kind of want to talk about what's going on with Priscilla right now, and kind of just want to not. I'm so torn. Do I talk about that? Do I not talk about that? Do I air it out? Do I let it out? Do I just leave it bottled up inside? Let's just say I'm extremely frustrated, and some stuff has happened since the last video, and maybe I'll clarify it, and maybe I won't. But I kind of want to concentrate more on like what was happening when my last video left off. As I was on my way to the the last video that I know for sure I'm going to be able to upload, as I was on my way to my insurance company. I took the bus to my insurance company. And granted, I know I've been driving with expired insurance for a little bit, but I don't know, it just seems like extreme bad form to drive uninsured to the insurance company to get insurance. So took the bus, and so I definitely have the video of me like getting off the bus and walking across the unmarked crosswalk there at 26th Street, I think it is. Yeah, 26th Street, unmarked crosswalk at 26th Street, which I nearly got hit. Not that particular time, but crossing it later when I went back to my insurance company for the second time, my insurance agent's office, the second time. Yeah, nearly got ran over by a truck. Nobody recognizes unmarked crosswalks. Nobody drives really recognizes unmarked crosswalks as crosswalks. So, of course, this guy just tried to mow me down. In plenty of room to slow, plenty of space to slow down and not. And of course, I made sure I had enough room to get the hell out of his way. I'm not trying to kill myself in a crosswalk that people don't recognize as a crosswalk, or for that matter, in a crosswalk that people do recognize as a crosswalk, because Phoenix drivers tend to ignore them as well. But anyway, went to the insurance agent. Now I shot a pretty cool video after that. After I left the insurance agent, and at that point I was gonna go to my bank branch, but I couldn't remember. I remember that there was like one walking distance from there, but I couldn't remember if it was a Chase branch or if it was a Wells Fargo branch. And granted, I could have just opened up one of my smartphones and looked at Google Maps and sorted that out. But it's so much more fun to just wander around with a camera rolling and talk to myself while I walk to where I think the bank branch is. And come to find out, it's gone. And as soon as I hit the bill, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a Chase branch. But it's closed. So Chase has completely closed the branch. It's on 24th Street, just north of Thomas. It used to be next to Barb's Bakery. So that's kind of disappointing. Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to be able to recover that video or upload that video. Right now, the file is visible on my new Obamaphone. The file is visible, and I can see how much data it takes up, and it takes up the right amount of data to tell me that the whole video is most likely there. I mean, it's like over 3 gigs. Oh yeah, I walked and talked to myself quite a bit, so I really hope I can recover this fucking file. But it doesn't. It's not playable when I try to play it from from my media gallery on the Obamaphone, it just tells me that the video is not playable. It also doesn't show me the length. Like it would normally show me like how long the video is. It doesn't give that data either. It gives a file name. It says it's a video file, and I think it shows the time, and definitely shows the file name and the file size, but I don't think it shows the length. And just for where the thumbnail should be is just blackness. And when I open it up in Microsoft OneDrive, instead of showing a thumbnail, it shows like an icon for a video file. To be honest, I haven't tried to see if I could play it from there, because I pretty much assume I can't. And it's irrelevant as whether I can play it from there anyway. The only thing I need to do with it from there is upload it to the cloud so I can move it to a different device to try to recover it. Yeah, if I'm lucky, I'll just be able to open the thing in iMovie and everything will be just fine, which I haven't got that far with it yet. If not, I'll probably end up opening it in downloading it to my PC, which at some point I've inadvertently unplugged, so I'm going to figure out how the hell yeah, there's no power going to any of the electronics sitting on the coffee table. I'm not sure exactly when or how I did that. It's been that way for several days. I haven't mentioned it just because it's, whatever. But yeah, that's going to involve me sifting through some junk behind my couch. It's not going to be an easy thing to resolve, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, if I can't recover that video file if I can't just open that video file in iMovie and edit it, then my next course of trying to recover it is going to be downloading it to my Windows computer, and I've got a utility that I use, which I've talked about in the past. It's been quite a while since I've talked about it though, called Pazera File Converter, which I use primarily for taking MP4 files that I download from YouTube and also from pay karaoke sites such as Karaoke Version, and I use it to convert to AVI files, which are what I actually play on Winamp at my karaoke shows and at the parties and stuff that I DJ and KJ at. That utility I have found a lot of times it's such a powerful video conversion utility that I found it can sometimes recover partially corrupted video files, because it just kind of looks at the raw data and it converts it, because obviously something's wrong with the header data on this file. And it'll just look at, the data stream, and it'll convert it to a different type of video data, audio and video type data stream, and it'll recreate new headers for it. Hopefully I can recover that. Because if I can't, then I functionally spent like an hour walking around that neighborhood literally just talking to myself for no good reason. So good times there. So as you can see, there's plenty of employees out and about. I've definitely made it within the Amazon lunch break. It's 12:27 right now, so probably going to be a couple minutes late clocking in, but you don't have to worry about making any time adjustments, so that's a good thing. And I'm sure the reason the reason I'm seeing employees out here on their lunch break not trying to motivate to the time clocks to clock in is I know there's several other employees like myself that love to clock out just a little bit late so they can clock in just a little bit late. We're not supposed to do it, but there's quite a few people who do. Anyway, there's so much more I want to talk about, but I'm here. I'm ready to work. Oh, and obviously I picked up some VET. Duh.